Here in Alexandria, Virginia, we're at the Smart Girl Summit. Smart Girl Politics is putting on a convention, and a very smart girl, smart woman, is Lieutenant Governor of Wisconsin, Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Kleefisch. How are you, Lieutenant Governor?
I'm doing well. Thanks for the nice compliment, Cameron.
All right, so you gotta show the camera first. What was your on-plane reading?
This was my on-plane reading. I know you have it too, and so I asked Cameron, is there a raffle or something that I can enter for getting my interview done with my First Freedom magazine? And see here, this is proof that I'm a member because it has my.
Well, yeah, we'll block out your address.
That was good. That was quick. Has
But
my name on it.
Yeah, so you're definitely an NRA member. So let's talk about the NRA first. When Governor Scott Walker signed concealed carry into law, I was lucky enough to be in Wisconsin. I was his first interview. Since then, I haven't seen any shootouts in Sheboygan. I haven't seen any Wild West anything in the state of Wisconsin, which is what was forecast and worried about. And concealed carry seems to be going through the roof when it comes to applications. I think you've hired new people to take on the applications. So talk about concealed carry in Wisconsin.
Well, this is one of those things where liberals and naysayers will project bad things to happen, and they do it for any state that wants to honor Second Amendment rights. And in Wisconsin, we simply trotted out the facts that it does make people feel safer, and it does make people safer. We've had more than 100,000 concealed carry permits issued in Wisconsin. It's something we're proud of because we're honoring not only our hunting heritage in Wisconsin, we're a huge hunting state, so if you're interested, come on up, but also we're also honoring people's legitimate rights as Americans.
When you look at your neighbor to the south, Illinois, which is the final state in the union that doesn't allow concealed carry, we're hearing stories that the Illinois State Rifle Association is telling people not to vacation in Chicago, not to go to the big city, skip it, keep going up the road and go vacation in Wisconsin. I mean, that's got to be good for you, but there's also people in Illinois who are just so desperate for the rights that you gave Wisconsinites.
Well, I think it's frustrating to be in Illinois under that leadership right now for that reason, for a number of reasons. I mean, they raised taxes there 46 and 67%, and they're going in a very different direction than what Wisconsin has taken and some of the other states led by conservatives. And so, yeah, we would go ahead and echo that message. If you would like to vacation, feel free to skip the Windy City and come on up and enjoy some of Wisconsin's fine recreation. One of those things, of course, is good hunting.
And the Dells and there's so much beautiful.
Water park capital of the world, the Wisconsin Dells. If you did not know, come enjoy it. It's really beautiful. And 15,000 inland lakes. So if you like water, and there are a lot of animals that like water. And of course, the animals that like the water, you can obviously enjoy your hunting.
Lieutenant Governor, I've never met anyone who doesn't like water, so how could you not want to go to Wisconsin?
I agree. 15,000 inland lakes, that's 5,000 more than Minnesota.
Fair enough. We won't tell Representative Bachman. Let's go back to the recall election.
Sure.
I'm going to talk about it on two fronts. I saw a video from some, genius occupier who was wishing ill health upon you personally, and it was a very bruising battle against Governor Walker and against yourself. You're a human, you're a woman, you have feelings. I mean, when you hear these attacks, away from the politics, of you as a person, attacking you and your family, how difficult is that?
Well, you have to forgive those people.
Seriously, you just forgive them?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely. That's one of the things that if you get into this business and you can be bruised by every simple insult that's thrown your way, then perhaps you've chosen the wrong occupation.
Yeah, but Lieutenant Governor, these weren't simple insults. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, we from outside of Wisconsin watching these marches and these rallies and the vitriol, I don't know how you handled it.
Well, people are going to be unkind sometimes, especially when they feel that their way of life is endangered. What, in fact, I think we showed in Wisconsin was no one's way of life was endangered. In fact, what we did was make Wisconsin a better, stronger state. In some cases because of the political conflict that was there. We've all gone through this together, and therefore the victories that we have racked up as a state belong to all of us. And there are so many victories, Cameron. I mean, $800 million saved between state and local governments on our reforms. That's a victory for everybody in our state. Taxes going down for the first time in 12 years. That's a win for everybody in our state. Doing a budget without raising taxes. Having a $154 million surplus at the end of it. That's a win for everyone in our state, not just Republicans.
You know, it's funny, too, because I remember after everything was done, you guys won the recall election, and then Governor Walker reached out to everybody and offered brats at his place. I imagine you were there. What was it like, and did you actually get to talk to some of your political enemies, and not enemies, but people who disagree with you vehemently? And was it cordial, and can you work and move ahead?
Absolutely. You know, it was kind of nice. Now that the recall battle was over, we could go back to being who we really were, which was friends all along. You know, there are some folks on both sides of the political aisle who believe it's impossible to have a relationship with someone who votes a certain way. You know, they're all human beings, okay? And so it's very important not to judge your fellow human beings, and instead try and build relationships so that someday you might be able to convince them to see it your way, or at least work together on the issues you do agree upon. And that was a day where we actually did get a chance to put politics aside and revisit some of the friendships that we have built over years. You know, my husband's been in the legislature for a number of years now, and so I've become friendly with a number of his colleagues, and there are some folks that I know from being a former news anchor in the largest media market in Wisconsin. And so it was really wonderful to be able to revisit some of those friendships and not worry about people throwing stones at political beliefs or talking about values that may lead to different sound bites or advertisements. It was just nice to talk about returning to summer in Wisconsin, which is awesome. So come to the Wisconsin Dells.
I used to, Siebkins in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin, one of my favorite places on the face of the earth.
Yeah, if you want to race. Yeah. You want to watch the races?
Yeah, Road America, all that, absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. Great hotels there, Osthoff Resort. I can,
you should quit the lieutenant governorship and work for the tourism bureau. You're a good advocate for your state.
You know, I can sell just about anything in my state, including the economic development climate, which, Cameron, this was all about from the very beginning. Right. It's why we put the changes in place, because not only do we want to secure prosperity for those of us who are of voting age right now, but we also want to secure prosperity for our kids, all of those folks who will take ownership of Wisconsin in the future. It's about having jobs today, but also having jobs tomorrow. You don't create more jobs by creating more entitlements and creating more taxes that make it impossible for job creators to get by.
All right, so we're in an event called the Smart Girl Politics,
Yes.
Smart Girl Summit.
Yes.
You, as a successful woman in politics, it's incumbent upon you to get the next gen. I mean, to a person here, there's high school girls here, there's college girls here, there's young women here. You have a big responsibility to get them involved and to teach them what you know, don't you?
Yeah, because, you know, they don't make a Lieutenant Governor Barbie, and so you don't grow up playing...
You should do that too. Obviously, you're doing enough stuff.
But what I'm saying is you don't grow up playing politician. You know, as a little girl, this was never a career ambition of mine, and a lot of women don't envision themselves going into an industry like this. But if you're passionate about your beliefs, if you're passionate about creating a better America for your children than even the one you grew up in, there's nothing stopping any mom from getting into the political realm and telling folks, listen, I'm willing to represent you. If you want to get behind me, I'll take your views and your values, and I'll speak for all of us together, because when moms band together, man, we're really tough to beat.
Absolutely. Final question. You, of course, you were reading the NRA magazine. The NRA is all in this year in terms of getting Barack Obama out of office. Tell me what that means to you, and tell me what it means to Wisconsinites if Barack Obama were to win a second term.
Well, it's incredibly significant. I was just telling you that all of the reforms that we enacted in Wisconsin were about job creation and about pulling ourselves out of this deep recession and looking very forward to our children's prosperity. A Barack Obama second term endangers our children's vision of America. It endangers our kids' shots at pursuing their own American dreams. And don't forget the Declaration of Independence said that they have the right to pursue happiness. A second term for Barack Obama would put that dream in jeopardy, because we're looking at a presidency where the entitlements have grown, the debt has grown, and we have an entire sector of our economy, our healthcare sector, of course, that's in danger of being transformed into something very ugly and very scary for anyone who is a medical survivor. I'm a cancer survivor, or anyone who has kids. And so we need to be very, very careful and do a deep examination of our hearts and what we think America looks like for generations to come before we cast our votes. I'm casting my vote for Mitt Romney.
All right, your final chance. Why should people come to Wisconsin?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? 3 words: Governor Scott Walker.
I'm talking in tourism, and why should they spend their dollars?
Okay.
Because we have a lot of hunters, we have a lot of fishers, anglers in our audience. Why should they spend their tourism dollars there?
Oh, absolutely. You know, my husband, who I just told you was a legislator, actually passed a bass culling bill. So a lot of bass tournaments are coming to Wisconsin right now. You know, on the Pope and Young scale, we have the best bucks in Wisconsin. We just hired a manager for our deer herd. So our deer herd is extraordinary this year, guys. We have wonderful, wonderful areas to hunt. If you're an upland hunter, you know, there are terrific preserves if you're into hunting on a farm, but there are also wonderful areas up north in Wisconsin where you can get at some grouse and pheasant. And no, I'm serious. If you want to come turkey hunting, I'll take you.
Lieutenant Governor, you're awesome. You're a great representative of your state. It's an honor to meet you, and thanks for your time here on NRA News.
Oh, did I mention ice fishing?
And mention it.
Come in the winter too. I'll take you pan fishing.
Have you been in those cabins with the ice fishing?
Oh, the big shanties, the ones that you build.
Yeah, the ones that you sit in and wait.
We don't have one.
Okay.
We don't have one.
But have you been in one before?
Yeah.
What is that like?
You know what? It's like a rite of passage in Wisconsin. I mean, it's nothing. We have people who sleep on the ice. There are songs, you guys, about sleeping on the ice. People seriously erect. They call them shanty towns. They're like villages of these semi-permanent structures that you got to quick move off the ice before they sink in the springtime. But it's kind of fun. I mean, if you've never done it before, it's a lot of fun. And it's something that you can do at any age, too, which is a lot of fun if you want to bring the kids. So Wisconsin's not just for summer tourism.
Lieutenant Governor, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.